Yeah, now. Alrighty, good evening and welcome to the finals night for Saturday night. I'm Tim, alongside me here with Carly and Sean. How are you guys?
We are doing so well. Last night at our 2025 Mattioli Victorian Open Championships, we saw multiple records tumble, and we are in for an action-packed evening this afternoon here at the Melbourne Sports and Aquatic Centre. We just had previously our World Para Series hitting the pool, and hopefully we're going to maintain some of that momentum, some incredibly fast swims that we are looking forward to. More to come tonight.
Yeah, it should be a good night of racing. It's a little bit chilly though, isn't it, for these guys? So hopefully they're all rocked up, ready to go. Bringing those jackets out on the pool deck and shoes.
It is a little bit chilly down here in Melbourne. We've had a bit of a cold snap after what a typical Melbourne hot snap. So a bit different from yesterday. These athletes rugging up as we head to our first event of the evening. It's our mixed 200-metre freestyle relay, para and able-bodied.
Bit of an exciting event on the program, the para able-bodied relay. It is a handicap start, which means one team, the team with the slower entry time, they'll hit the water first, and the other teams will have to try and close that gap. It should be a really exciting race down that final 50 metres.
It should be. It's a really good initiative, isn't it? Good inclusivity for a lot of our swimmers. A lot of team bonding in this sort of event. And we're almost ready to go. So I believe that was Ahmed Kelly diving in first for us there from Yarra Plenty in lane 2. As you'll see, that staggered start now, and these swimmers will all be behind based on their entry time of their 4 swimmers that are entered.
Now, Ahmed Kelly, one of our incredible multi-Paralympians, and he's on a team with youngster Cooper Harrington. Now, I was talking to Cooper's mum earlier today about how excited he was to be part of this relay. It is age and experience combining together, as well as our para and able-bodied athletes, and everyone always has such a fun time in this event.
You can see now there, Ivanhoe out in front after the first 50, but expect some big lead changes here and a lot of changes throughout the race.
Yes, that is certainly what makes this event an exciting one. We can see lead changes in every single lap. We have a mixture of our male and female athletes as well. So you're never going to know really who you're about to be trying to chase down or hold off as we come up to that changeover for our third swimmer. It is still the team from Ivanhoe Swim out in front. Not too far behind though. It is Propulsion in lane 5, and they're closing that gap pretty quickly.
You can see there what a swim it was from Propulsion in that second 50, and also coming through strong there was Geelong, and out close to us, Western Aquatic. So this race is definitely not over yet as we're coming down now to our final swimmers.
There's going to be absolutely nothing between these top 2 teams. On to the final changeover. Might be Propulsion with the slight advantage as they hit the pool. Ivanhoe Swim sitting in second now. There's a little bit of a distance before the final team. So have they got enough left in reserves to make up the ground? As we turn our attention to that final swimmer, Propulsion still holding off Ivanhoe Swim.
They are hanging on here. But look out for Western Aquatic on our close side, I should say. They're finishing very strong here. Have they got enough room to reel them in?
Just 10 metres left to swim for propulsion, with Western Aquatic closing that gap. They've got 4 metres left in this race, and they are going to be able to do it. They've held on to take out the 4x50 metre freestyle mixed para able body relay. This Western Aquatic, who get their hand on the wall second, and it was super tight for third. To my eyes, it looked like Geelong may have snuck in front. And some big celebrations from the guys there as well at the end of that race. It's not so much about who medalled. It is nice to come away with one, but making sure we have a great time here at our 2025 Mattioli Victorian Open Long Course Championships. What an exciting way to start off the evening.
Well, what an exciting start to night number 2, our finals at our Mattioli 2025 Victorian Open Championships. Some great fast racing there from our athletes. We will head on now down to our men's 200 metre IM, and I'm excited to watch this race. There's definitely some close athletes from the heats this morning, and they'll look to go faster this evening.
A lot of visitors in this first final here. It's a visitor-dominated first A final in this men's 200 IM. You can see the Swimming Metro Northeast from New South Wales boys dominating between lanes 2 to 4. And also got a swimmer from Marion, and also Germany and Malaysia. So swimmers from all over the world as well in this one, so it should be good to watch.
Yeah, we've got an array of swimmers from around the country and around the world here at the Victorian Championships, and we know in other states they tend to do 2 visitors, but we've opened it up to the field here, which I think is fantastic. It just gives an opportunity for all of the swimmers that have travelled from, maybe Queensland or Germany, as we said before, Malaysia. We've even got a young Irish girl here as well. So it just opens them up to get another opportunity to swim as well, and it means our Victorian athletes have to step up and race fast.
I was going to say, it lifts the standard of the Victorian swimmers. They have to swim faster to make these finals. And if they don't, well, they're going to be in that B final, which is still an opportunity to race, but not quite the same as making that A final. But it almost replicates what a national championship level race will be like. This quality field, if you look at these times, 2:06 to 2:10, that's closing in on what a national open final time in a 2IM would be. Sort of around that 2:03, I think, is that national time. So we'll see national open final time. So interested to see how fast these guys go.
Yeah, it definitely opens up that field. We don't get as many opportunities before we compete at nationals or we compete at a World Championships, Olympic trials, to compete against the best in the country, and having the visitors be able to compete in our finals as many as possible means it actually gives an opportunity to have what might look like at nationals. Our swimmers have to step up and swim fast in the morning. Again, if you don't have the depth and you don't have the rest of the country in the race, then you don't necessarily feel like you have to swim fast, and it's actually hard to get up and swim fast in the morning.
It is. I think that's part of the issue too for some coaches have always found that some of our Victorian swimmers sometimes have gone a bit easy in those heats. So coaches urging the swimmers to go hard in the heats to replicate what it'd be like at nationals, going hard in the heats.
In lane 2 from Swimming Metro Northeast, Luke Bibby. In lane 3, also from Swimming Metro Northeast, Samuel Higgs. And in lane 4, a trio of Swimming Metro Northeast, Gabriel Gorgeous. In lane 5, representing Marion, Clancy Luscombe. In lane 6, from Geelong Swimming Club, Cameron Rashini. In lane 7, swimming for Malaysia, Huang Wei He. In lane 8, representing Germany, Lucas Mazarath. And in lane 9, swimming for Nunawading, Callum Halloran Lavelle.
All right, we're about to head down to our A final of our men 200-metre IM.
A lot of slapping going on here before we get up to go, isn't there?
Yes, lots of pre-race slaps, rituals. The boys tend to do it a little bit more than the girls.
Yeah. All right, the boys are underway
I
here.
have a referee's infraction report for event 45, heat 1.
Looks like a good start out there from lane 6. It was Cameron Riccini. Sorry, lane 7, I should say. It was Prong Wei, Hui. And so moving through the field now, it looks quite even across the field, but lane 4 now might be Gabriel Georges slightly in front.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of starts there from Gabriel, but he's really started to move through in this first 50 metres of butterfly. I love watching 200 IMs. We get to see a lot of lead changes through the more dominant strokes.
It's always a fun event to watch. You see the strengths and the weaknesses of these swimmers, and having a great start was actually lane 9, the smoker over here, Callum Halloran-Lavelle, the local boy from Nunawading.
And we know he's a strong butterflyer, backstroker and breaststroker, so look to see him lead early in this race. But don't discard those swimmers in the middle of the pool, Gabriel Georges and Clancy Luscombe.
Yeah, those boys just starting to move through in that backstroke now. So it is still Callum Halloran-Lavelle, followed by Gabriel Georges and Clancy Luscombe in third. So the all-important breaststroke leg, and it looks like Gabriel had the better of those split strokes and breaks out into that breaststroke.
Gabriel being a dominant breaststroker as well. Look to see him try and edge forward ahead of the rest of the field here, but in those minor medal placings at the moment it is tight between lanes 3, 4 and 9. Callum with the fast start in the butterfly and breaststroke leg, but lane 4, 1:33.25 there from Gabriel as we head into our last 50 metres, our freestyle leg.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if he comes home under that 30 point here. He's well out in front now. You can see he's breathing every 2, breathing towards us here, but he's got those strong legs. He's finishing strong, and it's a really good dogfight on, though, for second place between lanes 3 and 5. The other 2 visitors, but also finishing strong is Cameron Riccini in lane 6. So coming down the wall now, it is Gabriel Georges taking a 2:02.5. It's a fast time. And in second place here was Clancy Luscombe, and in third there was Samuel Higgs.
Some really great swimming there from our boys in our A final. Gabriel Georges definitely putting on a great display. 2:02, dropping 4 seconds from this morning. It was fast. And coming, the rest of our boys also having some good drops from this morning, which is really great to see.
So underway now with our B final, boys, for the 200-metre individual medley, and quite a blanket field off that 15-metre underwater. Looks like Archie Krutzberger in lane 5 just starting to get a slight advantage, but Toby McComish going out very well early on in this fly too.
Toby McComish had a great swim this morning. We spoke about how he's more of a sprint freestyler. We've seen him doing some middle distance races here this morning, and he will turn... Apologies, it will be Archie that turns first, 26.46, followed by Toby McComish.
Coming down this backstroke leg, and we saw in the previous race, the backstroke, that's where those main guys started to make their move, pull away from the rest of the field and try and gain some momentum leading into the breaststroke, and Archie doing a great job of that now with about a body length on the other boys. Brian Zeng starting to make his way into the mix, as is Jack Gurry and Owen Williams-Polly out in lane 8. Great backstroke leg from him.
Archie putting quite a distance on the rest of the field. Can he hold on in this breaststroke leg as the other swimmers across the other side of him start to make their move a little bit? Brian Zhang in lane 3. He's starting to move up on the hip of Archie.
quite a few of those breaststrokers. You can just see them putting the foot down, getting that length out of the stroke. They make it look easy in the IM, and that's the key because you want as much left in the tank in this freestyle as possible. But Archie is going to turn in first. He still has control of the race. Jack's moved his way into second, and Brian Zhang in third. It's a race to the finish line now with just 30 metres left. It's still Krutzberger out in lane 5 in the lead. He's pulling away, if anything. The other boys battling it out for the minor placings in the B final.
It is the Archie show at the moment as he comes under the flags. He will touch first in a time of 2:08.78, following George Huang 2:11.01 and Jack Gurry 2:11.12. A great race from those boys there.
Introducing the finalists for event 47, the women's 400 metre freestyle. In lane 0, representing Caulfield Aquatics, Arabella Tomlinson. In lane 1, swimming for Yarra Country Waves, Kira Jess. In lane 2, from Malawai Swimming Club, Abby Carney. In lane 3, representing Surrey Park, Arika Otenko. In lane 4, swimming for Melbourne Big Centre, Tara Kinder. In lane 5, representing Ireland, Victoria Patterson. In lane 6 from Geelong Swimming Club, Zali Snyders. In lane 7 from Malawai, Dakota Mathens. In lane 8 representing NLC Aquatics, Mackenzie Hunter. And in lane 9 swimming for Yarra Country Waves, Taylor Watson.
All right, you're underway here for the women's 400 metre freestyle, and it's amazing to see an array of ages in this final. We've got 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds all the way through to 23, so a bit of next gen on display here, Kalia.
100%. We have incredible up-and-coming athletes in this 400. We're seeing that middle distance really excel within not only Victoria, but the entire country. I think coming behind Ariane Titmus, Molly O'Callaghan, all of those girls doing such a fantastic job on the world stage. And it filters through, and we're starting to see more athletes who want to be involved and participate in these 400-metre events, which excites me for the future.
It definitely does. We're building so much depth in this range of events between the 200 and 400, even 800 now in that freestyle. And we're coming down now to the first 100, and it is Tara Kinder out in front here at this first 100. Normally in this 400 you want to sort of build, isn't it? Keep those legs light early, but get out fast, and you're building each 100 after the first.
Yeah, the first 100, we really want to see athletes looking very strong, that easy speed. You want to still have a little bit left in the tank, and what I'm enjoying watching on Tara's turns is that transition from underwater into the stroke. She brings in the legs nice and quick, gets those bit of a spurt off the wall, and away she goes into that beautiful rhythm and holding stroke rate, these middle 50s. It's who can be the most consistent throughout the rest of the race.
You can still see here she's keeping that stroke nice and long, those light legs. Okay, she's coming down this 150-metre mark of the turn, so turns into 133, so she's still holding 31 highs here in these 50s. That's great speed that she's holding, carrying through. In second place here is Victoria Patterson, and Zali Schneider sitting in third.
Yeah, Zali just 15 years of age, so one of those younger athletes. She does like a bit of a longer race, so she should be able to hold some really consistent laps here as well. I'm liking the pressure that she's holding on. She's not letting these older athletes put her off her race plan. She's really sticking to what she knows, and we're just starting to see Dakota Mathers, another one of our endurance, longer distance, open water athletes, come up alongside her. We're going to have a fantastic race on our hands. As we go through that 200-metre turn, it is still Tara Kinder out in the lead, 2:05.77 the split. Victoria Catterson in second, 2:07.64, and a nice little battle between Zali and Dakota for third and fourth here at halfway.
Yeah, it's good to mention Dakota Mathers because she's got such a strong background that long distance events and the open waters, so expect her to finish strong. But at this stage, Tara Kinder is still well out in front, holding about a body length and a half lead on Victoria Catterson. She turns now at the 250 mark, holding a 32.6, and Victoria Catterson there was actually slightly quicker in that 50, so maybe she has caught up a little bit of ground.
She's just starting to work her way up alongside Tara's feet, so trying to close that gap on each lap, but Tara just breathing towards Victoria. She'll know exactly where she is. There's only 100 metres left. It is a nice gap to have leading into that final 100-metre leg. We're just seeing Dakota now. She's put the motor on in this third 100, and she's moved her way into that third place spot as the girls out in front turn for their final 100. The race is on here for those minor medals.
And so Tara has held on to that lead, and it's a lot of work that's going to have to be done here for Victoria if she's going to catch her here in this last 100. And as you were saying, Dakota Mathers had a really strong third 100, and she's now sitting in third place.
Across on that far side of the pool, there is a nice little battle going on between about four of the athletes, Arabella, Abby, Anarika, all the A-name girls putting on an A-class effort down this final 100-metre. But our leader, Golden Girl, Tara Kinder, is there any race she can't do? 400 freestyle, looking good here for another gold. She's only got 25 metres left to swim, and she was out hard early, and she's held on beautifully.
I was going to say, looking at all her splits throughout this event, she's been so consistent here, 31 highs to 32 lows, and now just turned into 33.0. So she's held between 31 high and 33.0 throughout this whole 400. She comes in here at a 4:14.67, a great time. Look at that split, 30.8 in that last 50. So Victoria Catterson there in second in a 4:18.43, and Dakota Mathers, does she get it on the touch? She does, in a 4:23.9 in third place.
Fantastic effort from our heat, or our A final, I should say, of our women's 400-metre freestyle. And we'll now turn our attention to the girls in our B final. Once again, we've got a nice little lineup of athletes here. It was a tough event to make the final, and we have seen across those COVID years a little bit of a drop-off in these longer races, but they were certainly swimming swiftly this morning, and hopefully we can see some more stellar performances in our B final.
Alright, our B final underway here, Sean. Let's see if any of these girls could take some inspiration from Tara's in that first final there.
Yeah, I was just about to say these girls were able to sit there and watch what these girls did in the previous final and see if they can match any of the times that they did there.
For some of these girls, the goal will be to go under that 4:30 mark tonight here in this final, because looking through here, we're sort of ranging between 4:30 to 4:37s, 4:38. So let's see if some of these girls can put their head down this first 100, get out fast, and give themselves every opportunity to go under that sort of time they went this morning.
We've definitely got a range of ages in this final. We've got Lucy Ma over in lane 0, only 13 years of age, ranging all the way to Madison Cooper in lane 3, 20 years of age. So a bit of a younger group, a great opportunity for them to get out and do a second swim here this evening in the B final. As they head down to their first 100, it looks to be lane 6, Hannah Abdu, who will take it out nice and swiftly in a time of 1:03.25, followed by Madison Brand and Sarah Cartel.
Yes, it was a strong first 100 there from Hannah Abdu, I should say. And Madison Brand just starting to pull up alongside her now. And Brianna Burgess in lane 4 starting to get in her groove too. On that far side over there in lane 2 as well, Sarah Cartel having a strong second 100 and also alongside her Arabella Barr. So the field is pretty spread across right now. And it looks like Hannah Abdu is just starting to build a bit of a lead here coming into this turn.
Yeah, we talk about the different tactics in the 400-metre freestyle, and Hannah has gone out hard. We'll see if she can hold on here as she comes down with 25 metres left to swim in the 200-metre mark, and she's still gaining distance on the rest of the field at this point in time. But don't discard over in lane 1, Arabella Barr having a ripper first 200 as well. We'll see if Hannah can continue her lead as she heads down to the 200-metre mark.
So Madison Brand had a strong second 100, I should say, there, and she's pulled up and will turn in second. So she's about 2.5 seconds off, though. So these swimmers got a lot of work to do. They can't let Hannah Abdu get too far in front and leave too much room to be mown down in that last 100.
You'll see if Hannah can hold on here. She's been quite confident and gone out really hard. We'll see if the other competitors can go with her now. As I said, there's tactics when it comes to 400-metre freestyle. Some people like to head out fast. Other people like to chase down.
You reel them in.
Depends on which swimmer is.
Whichever swimmer wants it more, I guess, in that case. And Hannah Abdu right now is really starting to build a lead. So these girls have got a lot of work to do if they're going to reel her in. They probably are starting to leave this run a little bit too late. It's out to about 3.5 seconds, this lead. And she is just building and building each 100 here.
Also having a great swim over in lane 1, Arabella Barr. She had an entry time this morning, 4:35.0. These girls seem to be quite a fair bit ahead of that time. So we'll see if they can start to sneak under that 4:30 mark as we head to 100 metres left. It is Hannah turning in 3:18.32, followed by Arabella. The girls will start to lift their stroke rate, start to kick their legs harder as they head down with about 75 metres left to swim.
This makes for a good last 100 here. Who can get into that third position? Because at this stage, Hannah Abdu is going to be hard to catch. Arabella Barr sitting comfortably in second. But we have a good battle on between lanes 5, 4 and 3. Between there, Madison Brand, Brianna Burgess and Madison Cooper are all going to be battling out here for this third place. So turning for home now, Hannah Abdu's got a strong lead. She turns at 3:52. She's split there under 34 again, so she's been very consistent throughout this whole 400, holding between 32s to 34s.
Yeah, she's had a great race. She went out hard, she went out strong, and she's been able to hold on, having a really great last 50 here in lane number 5, Madison Brand. But I don't think it's going to be enough to catch our leader in lane 6, Hannah Abdu. She will come down to the wall comfortably in front of the rest of the field.
There you go. She's touches there, 4:25.5. That's a great swim. She's gone well under what she went this morning. 4:28 in second there from Arabella Barr. And in third, Madison Brand's also gone under that 4:30 mark. So there you go. 3 swimmers in that B final going well under that 4:30 mark that we spoke about.
Well, that rounds out now event 47, our women's 400-metre freestyle, as we head down to event number 48, our men's 100-metre breaststroke multi-class. This is our Vic Open race, and these athletes did an absolutely amazing job this morning. It's our multi-class event, so our athletes are all different classifications. We've ranged from SB6 through to SB19, SB being our breaststroke classifications. They might differ when it comes to the other strokes, but this is specifically for breaststroke. So it may not necessarily... as I was saying, not necessarily the person that finishes on the wall first wins the race. It depends how close they are to their world record, being 1,000 points.
And away in racing we go in the 100-metre breaststroke for multi-class, our Victorian Open athletes. Riley Blitz in that middle lane was up and racing quickly. It was a really good start by Thomas Foyt, our visitor over in lane 2. He came out firing, and we're just starting to see Andrew Din in lane 3 join those boys in the lead as they come up to that 35-metre mark.
It's all Riley Blitz in the middle of the pool there. He will come down under the flags in a time of 38.41, touching second at that 50-metre mark. Andrew 38.78, and a really great turn there from Riley, really capitalising on that split stroke off the wall. He is about a body length ahead of the rest of the field at the moment.
Absolutely, and he is in direct competition with Benjamin Wills in lane 5, who's starting to try and close that gap, both those boys, that SB19, as is Andrew Din. So these top 3, it will be a race to see who gets to the wall first, and at the moment that is still Riley Blitz. He's held that stroke rate through this second 50, that beautiful long glide into the wall there, and the time 1:22.09. Benjamin Wills finishes in second, and Andrew Din in third. We'll eagerly await those point scores for our medalists in the 100 breaststroke for men's multi-class.
As our athlete in lane 0 finishes on the wall there, our visitor from Dan Verk Swimming Club coming under the flags. Really great swim in his 100-metre breaststroke there. He will round out event number 48 as we head down now to our women.
Yeah, fantastic effort from the 13-year-old Jonty Howland. And it is the girls' turn now.
Class. In lane 1, representing Helensvale, Caitlin Hayes. In lane 2, from Geelong Swimming Club, Evie Lee. In lane 3, swimming for Ballarat Gold, Sarah Howe. In lane 4, representing Japan, Minami Kubo. In lane 5, from Ivanhoe Swim, Grace Ryder. In lane 6, representing MLC Aquatic, Ruby Halliday. In lane 7 from Nunawading, Abigail Garbellini. And in lane 8, swimming for Flyers, Kira Warwick.
And underway here in the women's 100-metre breaststroke multi-class final. And it looks like it was a great start there for Naomi Kubo from Japan in lane 4. And you can see her really stretching out with each stroke, really powerful and strong. Still getting that length, but it's quick snaps and glide.
Yeah, she's had a really fantastic meet so far. Last night's finals put on an awesome effort, and today is no exception. I'm really enjoying watching the stroke and the style of swimming from our breaststrokers in our women's multi-class. We did have the opportunity just earlier to speak to Mel Tantrum, the national head coach of our Paralympic program, about how these athletes select different techniques or styles that suit their classifications and the process in which they do that with their coaches. And we're seeing that on display here, particularly from Sarah Howe in lane 3. She chooses not to breathe every stroke, and that's what works best for her. And she's been having a fantastic meet as well. She picked up some medals last night. She's looking to do some more of that this afternoon.
And coming down now to the wall is Manami Kubo with 15 metres to swim. It looks like Sarah Howe is sitting in second place, and as you were saying about that not breathing every stroke, you don't have to breathe every stroke in breaststroke. And for some swimmers it means they can keep their hips up and keep their rhythm better, well then it works best for them. And coming down now, that's a fast time, 1:18.8. Almost a second drop from this morning, so it's a great swim, also back in a 42.9. So very good swim there from Manami Kubo. And coming into the wall now, it looks like Sarah Howe is sitting in second. Evie Lee's probably sitting in third, although Ruby Halliday is finishing strong as well. And alongside her over here, Abigail Gabrilini. So coming into the wall now, let's see the touch. And it is Sarah Howe there at a 1:41.2. And does she get in the wall there? Evie Lee does get in a 1:45.7.
There certainly was some fast finishes from the girls in lane 6 and 7, but it wasn't enough to get their hands on the wall in front of Evie Lee over in lane 2. So just watching our final swimmers make their way under the flags. Kira Warwick out in lane 8 from Flyers swim team. She's going to round out this field from our women's 100-metre breaststroke from multi-class in our Victorian Open Championships. Great swims all around.
All right, 800 free. Oh.
Referee's instruction report for event 48, heat 1. The swimmer in lane 7 has been disqualified. Initiated a start before the signal. That's event 48, heat 1, lane 7. Introducing the finals for event 50 for men's 800-metre freestyle. In lane 0, representing Swimming Metro North East, Jack Cummins. In lane 1 from TSS Aquatic, Mattioli. In lane 2 from Swimming Metro North East, Luke Higgs. In lane 3, representing Cheltenham, Tommy Lane. In lane 4 from TSS, Lachlan Walker. In lane 5, also on TSS, Max Julian. In lane 6, swimming for North Albury, Oscar Cruzberger. In lane 7, representing MOT, Tommy Harry Hay. In lane 8, swimming for North Washington, Joshua Cummins. And in lane 9, representing Cheltenham, Oscar Campbell.
Alrighty, the men's 800-metre freestyle underway. Some big names in this one. Maximilian Giuliani, Lachlan Walker, Tommy Lane, just to name a few in this one, Kalia. It's a stacked field.
It 100% is a stacked field, and it's so great to see in our endurance events having so many top-level athletes battling it out. And we know a lot of these guys are going to be returning once again. Speaking of battling it out, there's not a lot of battling going on here as Maximilian Giuliani, see you later, 24.8 on the first 50 as he just pops his head up and has a look at the time there.
Could almost made the 50 final with that time. He's got out like a freight train there in the first 50. He's just backed off a bit now. So maybe he was just trying to target something at the start of the race. Not sure. Hey, there you go. We always see different things in long distance racing.
Well, I was about to talk about the strategies we usually see and holding off a little bit early on. Not the case here from lane 5 as the boys turn at the 100-metre mark. And even with that little pause to take a look at the board, it is still Maximilian who leads us through 57.76 in front of Lachlan Walker and Tommy Lane sitting in third. Now, we saw Tommy's got a great back-end speed on him. We'll be hoping that he can match it with these big boys. I'm very curious to see what's going to take place in the second half of this race because, as I was saying, a lot of these guys are going to be backing it up in the 200 later on this evening.
Yeah, will be very interesting here as Tommy Lane just starting to move now in front. Alongside him there, Lachlan Walker, I should say, followed by Tommy Lane. Got those lanes wrong there, sorry about that. So Lachlan Walker is moving through now, followed by Tommy Lane, and looks like Maximilian's just really dropped off and almost doing a bit of a cool down. So not sure what was going on there.
He's got a nice 700 metres left ahead of him, but Lachlan Walker has now taken control of this race. You can just see him maintaining that rate. He's going to try and settle in so these next few 50s remain the same speed. We'll keep an eye on the splits for you and the pace he's holding. It's currently sitting at a 31.1, so a lot of the boys here around that 31 second mark. In fact, most of the field there around 31 mid, and they'll be trying to hold that for as long as they possibly can.
We'll say too, Luke Higgs is just sitting off Tommy Lane's wake there in lane 2, so watch out for him too. Don't slip on him here in this next couple of hundreds. But it looks like at this stage Lachlan Walker has got a strong lead and he's looking very nice and relaxed out in front, keeping that stroke long with those nice light legs.
Absolutely. As we go around the 250 metre mark, we almost have a little breakaway pack with Lachlan Walker nicely out in front, but those two boys between Tommy Lane and Luke Higgs, they're just going to be chilling back there a little bit, biding their time and probably chipping away, hopefully, as we come through the second half of this race.
So, Carla, if you were Lachlan Walker here alongside with Tommy Lane, would you be trying and build your lead out? Would you try and just be keeping your lead consistent, or would you try and blow him away here in this middle part of the race?
Well, look, if we look across the field, most of these athletes are that little bit more mature, 21, 2019. So they're going to have a lot of experience on their hands. They will have been racing 800s from the time they were 14, 15 years old. And I can only imagine that the race plan is 100% individual. You know, they're not playing games at this point. They are swimming their own race and following their own tactics of what they've worked on at training. And for Lachlan, I would say all he's trying to do is think about those technique points that his coaches will have given him and maintaining the speed. He's really going to be trying to build. He's not going to be too worried about what the boys are doing behind. Once you're out in front, you're not looking who's behind you, only what's ahead, and trying to maintain and probably pull away if anything.
You can see Tommy Lane has just stayed right with him here, just at his feet for this whole last 2 100s. So he hasn't gained any ground, but he hasn't lost any ground. So he's still right in this race, but he just has to make sure he doesn't let Lockie get too far away from him here.
Exactly. It's going to come down to a race, and Tommy Lane is a racer. Sometimes, you know, that race strategy just becomes that little bit more important as you come into the last 200. If you are within an arm's reach or that distance that you think, hang on, I'm in with a shot, Tommy's going to give it everything he can.
He most certainly is. And Luke Higgs has just dropped off the pace a little bit. So it looks like we now might have a bit of a race between these two. And we're coming down now this turn, and you see Lockie Walker's turns. He's still getting that 1 to 2 kicks off the wall. He's breaking out after the flag. So he's still getting those 5 or 6 metres off every wall, which is great.
I think the theme across the weekend has truly been consistency. Those athletes who can maintain that consistency are seeming to be doing better in the long run, particularly in these middle distance and longer distance races. Can you continuously hold those same kicks? Can you continuously hold that same pace? And that consistency is what it can be the difference between winning and losing. As we turn now at the 500 metre mark, it is still Lachlan Walker out in front, but Tommy Lane almost a little bit faster on that 50 metre split, so he he is trying to start building through, and we're going to see a little bit more speed from him. We've also got a nice little race on our hands on this side of the pool between Oscar Krutzberger and Harry Hay, the Victorian taking on the visitor, trying to stick in there and get the most out of this race by battling one another. So he turned attention to Lachlan, and he's just gone a little bit faster again.
I was about to say, he's almost building this race perfectly here. There, a split of 30.7. He's starting to bring the legs in just a little bit more now, and you can see, as you were saying before, building each 100 and trying to keep that consistency. And so Tommy Lane's still sitting in second, and Luke Higgs just at his feet again. So these three boys have stayed in relatively the same position now for the last probably 3 to 4 100s. So if Tommy Lane is going to make a move, he's going to have to try and make it relatively soon, because he's only got 2 100s left and he can't leave his run too late.
I think this is the biggest difference between athletes who are newer to the 800 or more seasoned in it, and it's that last 200 metres. They're not afraid to put the motor on at 200 metres to go. If you're newer to it, you're probably going to hold back till even the last 50 or the last 100, but now is go time. This is the point where you want to break the other athletes. You want to say see you later, because if you can get a nice lead here, you're going to dishearten them for that last 100.
Would you break this race down to 4 2s, 8 1s, or how would you be looking to break this race down, Carla?
The simplest way is 4 quarters. It's 4 200s. The first one, establish your pace. The second one, sit comfortably. I usually try and bring in that arm, the rotation speed, the rating, make sure it's just building there. The third 200, it's all about legs. Bring in your motor. That's where the training comes into play. And fourth quarter.
Yeah. Whatever you got left, you go with.
100%. As they get the bell now, Lachlan Walker, he's still holding those 30 points. It's been a fantastic swim from him. He's got about 5 metres on Tommy Lane, who you just saw him shoot off that wall. He's trying to make up the gap, but here comes Luke Higgs. He's the one to watch out for down this final 100. He wants Tommy Lane's second place spot there, and he's going to do everything he can to try and get it.
As you're saying, Carlo, about consistency, we've just seen Lockie hold 30 point for the last 5 50s, and he turns in here, let's say 30.6 again. So as you're saying, that consistency is the difference between some of these swimmers, and he has held that consistent pace the whole way through. Now, Tommy Lane's also turned at a 30 point there as well, so he's brought the legs in late, and he's coming home very strong, but it's not going to be enough here. As Lachlan Walker coming down now to the wall. Let's see the time. Now, his exit time was 7:59, so he's going to go a little bit over that, but sometimes, as we see at this time of season, these guys aren't going to be going their best times.
And it's a great swim. He may not have been out in a 24.8, but he led the rest of the way after that first 100 and surged his way home to finish in an 8:09.33. Touching in second there, Tommy Lane, 8:13.56. And Luke Higgs follows him onto the wall, 8:17.97 to take that bronze.
Introducing the finalists for event 51, the women's 100 metre butterfly. In lane 0, representing Nunawading, Courtney Mudge. In lane 1, from Carlisle Swimming Team, Xana Dixon. In lane 2, swimming from Caulfield Aquatics, Mia Yao. In lane 3, from Nunawading, Isabella Boyd. In lane 4, representing Japan, Rikako Aiki. In lane 5, from Carlisle Swimming Team, Olivia Wunsch. In lane 6, swimming for MLC Aquatic, Isabella Osborne. In lane 7, representing DVE Aquatic, Rihanna Chen. In lane 8, from Melton Swimming Club, Manama Fuz. And in lane 9, representing Norwood, Georgia McAvaney.
We make our way now down to event number 51, our women's 100-metre butterfly. This is our A final.
Well, Sean, all eyes have been in the middle of the pool here. Some big names: Rikako Aiki, Olivia Wunsch, Isabella Boyd, just to name a couple. This is a quality field here in this 100 butterfly. And Olivia Wunsch is out very strong there in lane 5.
Yeah, it's definitely a stacked field here. Our 3 middle lanes going out together, but it is Rikako at the moment in lane number 4, taking out this field in the first 50. She's about half a body length ahead of the girls heading into the first turn.
So she turns there in a 27.4, followed by Olivia Wunsch in second there in a 27.8. So these girls have gone out very fast here at the first 50. It's now all about the back end speed and who can hang on here and take it home.
As we said, some big names in the middle of the pool there, and they are putting on a show for us. Isabella Boyd starting to try and make a move, as well as Olivia Wunsch, but it is Rikako in the middle of the pool. She will come down to the wall and touch first in a time of 58.19. Isabella Boyd touching second there, 58.84, followed by Olivia Wunsch, 58.98. Definitely some incredible swimming there from the girls in the middle of the pool. We called it pretty early.
Those two girls set the pace, didn't they?
As we head down now, it is our B final. Again, seeing a couple of girls in here a bit younger. We've got a 13-year-old in lane 1 and a 14-year-old in lane 6. What an opportunity for these girls to back up into tonight's finals and get the opportunity to swim again.
There's such a difference, isn't there, between age group racing and open racing. These open athletes just have a bit more experience. They just know how to get their hand on the wall first. And so for our younger swimmers, it's an awesome opportunity to get up and race these older guys.
Yeah, and the open swimmers definitely swimming faster in the mornings as well. They have the experience knowing what it's probably going to take to make a final. So in lane 4, Sophie Jacka is the one who is out in front. She's asserting her dominance in this first 50. She'll touch the wall first, 28.96. Not a shabby first 50 there from her, and she had a great turn and looks to lead a fair way in front of the rest of the field heading to this last 25.
Yeah, she was the only one out under 30 that first 50, but also coming home strong here is Abby Harrington in lane 5. So coming down now, 15 metres to swim. It still is Sophie Jacka. She's got half a body length lead on the rest of the field. It's a good battle on for third. I couldn't pick who's in third place at this stage. It's all about the touch as they come in now. And Sophie will touch first here in this B final and touches a 103.5. In second place is Abby Harrington. And in third was Zara Jeffrey to 105.07.
Introducing the finalists for event 52, the men's 50-metre butterfly. In lane 0, representing Mattioli Swimming Club, Haruki Nakanishi. In lane 1, from Western Melbourne Propulsion, James McBride. In lane 2, swimming for Burbank Aquastars, Yul Smith. In lane 5 from St Andrews, Jack Carr. In lane 6 representing Caulfield Aquatics, James Ward. In lane 7 representing St Andrews, Cash Milner. In lane 8 swimming for Western Melbourne Propulsion, Lockie Jacket Simpson. And in lane 9 from Ivanhoe Swim, Eli Billman.
Our men's 50-metre butterfly off and racing a quick splash and dash here, and it was a really great start there in lane number 8 from Lachlan Jacket Simpson. Coming through now, it is a complete blanket across the field as we head under the 15-metre rope. It looks to be lane 4, Christopher Elson making his way through. He will get his hand on the wall first, 24.17, followed by Joseph Hampson at 24.48. And Jack Carr, 24.69. Quick, fast, blink of an eye. The boys are done.
Away and racing with our B finalists in the men's 50 fly. Don't blink or you'll miss it. They are fast. We'll see if any of these guys can break that 25-second barrier. Looking good early on. It is Felix Dressel de Bruin in lane 5. He's just got a slight lead over Kalar Hall in 4. Swimming well up alongside him is Nicholas Layton over in 6. But looks like Felix might get the touch there. He does. So close. 25.04. Kalar in second, 25.47. And Nick in third, 25.57.
And that wraps out our 50-metre butterfly, our quick splash and dash. As we head down now, we have our women's 100-metre backstroke, and I'm really excited to watch this event. We were talking this morning, Iona Anderson, our Olympian in the 100-metre backstroke, a couple of seconds over her entry time, quite normal in this time of season, yet still a couple of seconds in front of the rest of the field. So you think about how fast her 58.4 is, her 00.5 is still 2.5 seconds in front.
I think what this race is really going to be about is the opportunity for a lot of our Victorian athletes.
It's 100-metre backstroke. In lane 0, representing Warranui Swim Club, Hannah Abdu. In lane 1, also from Warranui, Bridie Quayle. In lane 2, swimming for Surrey Park, Sasha Jones. In lane 3, representing Nunawading, Jessica Wilson. In lane 4, swimming for Highlanders, Iona Anderson. In lane 5, representing Nunawading, Semra Olawanyi. In lane 6, swimming for St Andrews, Mackenzie Burns. In lane 7, from Surrey Park Swimming, Alana Banks. In lane 8, swimming for Nunawading, Abby Carney. And in lane 9, also from Nunawading, Alyssa Lever.
And we are away and racing in our women's 100-metre backstroke. As expected, in the middle of the pool there, Iona Anderson having the best of starts. Already half a body length of the rest of the field. We were just talking about her and her incredible backstroke, and she's looking so dominant already.
She's on that 100 this morning. We'll see if she can go sub-minute this evening. These other girls alongside her, they're hoping to be dragged out along behind. She's out quick under that 30-second barrier, 29.47. Jess Wilson follows her around, 30.44. And it's Mackenzie Burns, another one of our visitors, sitting in third early on. But we know our Victorians, we know our Aussie girls. They're so good at this second 50, and we're watching some of them start to come through now. The race for second is super tight, but it is all Iona Anderson in lane 4.
Yeah, I think Iona will take out this win here, but I'm super excited to see who can get their hand on the wall for second and third. Iona going 00.87, followed by Semra 102.94, and rounding out the medals, Jessica Wilson 103.44. Some great racing there from those girls.
And our B final ready to go, and up they come. It was a great start over in lane 0. Riley McBride really utilised that entire 15 metres underwater, those outside lanes getting away well, and it's time for the middle lanes to start pushing their way through and up into this race. But it is still Riley out as our early leader on the far side of the pool.
Yeah, she put almost half a body length on the rest of that field in the first 25 metres, and she's been able to hold on. She will start to get challenged, though, by lane 5, Kira Jeffs. She turned in a 31.69. Coming up off the turn, it is Kira.
Yeah, Kira really strong on the legs, so she had a good underwater. She was fast feet onto the wall on that turn, which we love to see. Aggression into those walls and really utilising them. But watch out in lane 4. Jessie Steinman just starting to make her way up alongside Kira. Kira's seen her and dug in as they come down under the flags. It will still be Kira Jeffs leading Jessie Steinman onto the touch, and she'll hold it there. 105.32. Jessie in second, 105.88. And Emily Tulloch finishes in third, 106.16.
Introducing the finalists for event 54, the men's 200-metre freestyle. In lane 0, representing Malaysia, Yin Chun Lim. In lane 1, swimming for Western Melbourne Propulsion, Lockie Jacket Simpson. In lane 2, from Caulfield Aquatics, Harvey Lark. In lane 3, swimming for Malaysia, Ho Ying Q. In lane 4, from TSS Aquatic, Max Giuliani. In lane 5, swimming for Tiger Sharks, Cameron Bladen. In lane 6, representing Caulfield Aquatics, Campbell Wilson Moran. In lane 7, swimming for Nunawading, Will Patrick. In lane 8, from Malaysia, Muhammad Duha Zulfikri. And in lane 9, from Malaysia, Jai Zin Tan.
And we're underway here for the men's 200-metre freestyle. And watch out here, this will be a quick one. And Maximilian Giuliani had a fast start again, but we won't go too early on that call there. We've still got a different race plan. And Cameron Bladen alongside him also had a great start as well.
Yeah, so there was a few boys up and racing swiftly. Lachlan Jackett-Simpson over in one. He also had a nice underwater. We're just starting to see Maximilian Giuliani push his way out. 25.29 on the turn. Slightly slower than he went out in the 800.
Yeah, it was still a good first 50 though. He had a great breakout and he gets into his stroke now. He's looking nice and long and he has taken the lead out by about half a second, or half a body length I should say.
Cameron Bladen alongside him in lane 5, breathing towards Max at this point and just trying to stick with him, not letting him get too much of a lead. I think this next lap is going to be the make or break 50 of our men's 200-metre freestyle.
Those two boys out very fast. They're both out 52 point in an all-important third premiership quarter, the third 50. So Maximilian still leading Cameron Bladen and there's a big group sitting in third place at this stage.
Yeah, Giuliani had that really solid underwater. He pulled away, but Cameron just reels him in on each of the laps in the swim element, and he's going to come up alongside him once again as they come into the turn. It will still be Maximilian who leads us through at the 150-metre mark. He's going to be a hard man to beat down this final 50. He's absolutely put the motors on.
Finishing strong here too is Ho Yin Kyu in lane 3. He's pulling up alongside Cameron Bladen. He's pushing him for second place. But it does look like Maximilian Giuliani's going to take this one out here. Let's see the time. Does he go under the 150 mark here? Coming in, it's all about the touch. He does well and truly. 148.0, that's a fast time. And second and third boys there, Cam Bladen and Ho Yin Kyu, also going under that 150, which is a great sign there of a fast final. And here we have the B final of this 200 freestyle. And these boys will be inspired after seeing how fast those boys in the A final went. And look at that field. You can put a blanket across that. Everyone's out nice and fast here at the first 25.
A couple of these guys obviously backing it up from the 800, Lachlan Walker and Tommy Lane once again side by side. Who has the better of the speed here in this 200-metre freestyle? But as we come down to the turn at this first 50, it is Terence Xinjiang from lane 5 who leads us around in 25.98, so he's out quickly as well.
Yeah, you can see these boys now getting into a bit of a rhythm, and it's pretty even all the way across the field, but it does look like they're in lane 5. It is Terence Xinjiang in front. So we're coming down now this 100-metre mark. It's a pretty even field though. Lane 7 having a good swim over here, Clancy Luscombe, and he'll turn in third.
So Terence now taking over the race. He's got about a half a body length in front. This is the all-important third 50. There's a lot going on in this race, though. Plenty of people starting to make a bit of a move with Lee Ji Go over in lane 2. He's pushing his way through up alongside. Lachlan Walker's come to the party as well, and those three are going to be really tight as we come around into this final 50. And it looks like Lee Ji has just taken that lead in front of Terence Xinjiang.
I was just about to say, Lockie Walker had a fantastic third 50 there, Carlia. And he's coming through really strong. Look out for him here in this last 25. We saw how good he was in the 800, so expect him to finish strong. But Lee Ji Go is also finishing strong here. It's going to be these two boys here in the finish. Who wants it more? Coming down on the wall. It's going to be all about the touch.
Oh, it's super tight. Lachlan Walker, though, just gets that finish, nails the timing, hand onto the wall. 152.87 ahead of Lee Ji Go, 153.01. And Terence Xinjiang finishes in third, 153.65 to close out our B final of the men's 200-metre freestyle. How exciting.
It's a great race again.
Introducing the finalists for event 55, the women's 50-metre freestyle multi-class. In lane 0, representing Caulfield Aquatics, Amber Stelling. In lane 1, from Surrey Park Swimming, Emily Shield. In lane 2, representing Geelong, Evie Lee. In lane 3, from Engadine Swimming Club, Michelle Forwer. In lane 4, from Geelong Swimming Club, Meg Conady. In lane 5, swimming for Ballarat Gold, Sarah Howe. In lane 6, from Western Aquatic Academy, Alison Feely. In lane 7, representing Warragul, Tyra Jensen. In lane 8, from MLC Aquatic, Ruby Halliday. And in lane 9, swimming for Flyers, Kira Warwick.
Get ready for the splash and dash here. The women's 50-metre freestyle multi-class. It's underway. It was a really good start there in lane 4. Meg Conheedy. And coming down now the 25-metre mark, Michelle Forwer also having a good swim there in lane 3. Lane 5, Sarah Howe coming along as well. And we're coming down now the 35-metre mark. It looks like at this stage Meg Conheedy still in front. Sarah Howe finishing very strong as it comes down the wall. It's all about the touch. Who gets it here? Oh, we're going to dead heat there. Meg and Sarah at a 31.47. Well swum there, girls. And Meg Forwer in third place there at a 31.61.
Introducing the finalists for event 56, the men's 50-metre freestyle multi-class. In lane 0, representing Geelong Swimming Club, Ryan McGrain. In lane 1, from Terralgan, Lockie Ballion. In lane 2, from Melbourne Swimming Club, James Logan. In lane 3, representing ABTO, Alexander Tuckfield. In lane 4, from St Andrews, Benjamin Hance. In lane 5, swimming for Caulfield Aquatics, Nicholas Layton. In lane 6, from ABTO, Bo Matthews. In lane 7, representing Grace, Thomas Voigt. In lane 8, swimming for Yarra Plenty Waves, Cooper Harrington. And in lane 9, from Geelong Swimming Club, Bradley Doolan.
Our men 50-metre freestyle multi-class away and racing in the middle of the pool there. Benjamin Hance having a ripper start. He is flying down the pool with Nicholas Layton next to him. It's those two in the middle. Will Nick catch him? He's coming up beside him. I don't think it'll be enough. It'll be Benjamin 23.91, followed by Nick 24.21, and Alexander Tuckfield 25.74 to round out our 50-metre freestyle.
Introducing the finalists for event 57, the women's 200-metre breaststroke. In lane 0, representing non-modern swimming club, Michael Green. In lane 1, from Swimming Metro North East, Bella Jane. In lane 2, swimming for non-modern, Rodell Smith. In lane 3, from Aubrey Swim Club, Sienna Tui. In lane 4, representing Melbourne Vixen, Tara Kinder. In lane 5, from non-modern, Lily Bosch. In lane 6, swimming for Aubrey, Isabel Gray. In lane 7, from MLC, Lana Torres. In lane 8, swimming for Taya Odell. And in lane 9, swimming for TSS, Taryn Roberts.
Alrighty, the women's 200 breaststroke underway here in this A final, and all eyes are in the middle of the pool. Tara Kinder, Lily Kosh. That should be a great battle between those two, and also Sienna Tui.
Absolutely, we certainly framed this as the race to watch of the evening, and it is looking close already down this first 50. Tara Kinder slightly in front of Sienna Tui and Lily Kosh, and she'll be hoping to keep it that way for the rest of the race.
200 breaststroke, you want to be out nice and strong, but keeping the length, isn't it, early? Get the length early, but not be out too hard. Don't spin those wheels.
Absolutely. As the girls go into turn there's not a lot separating the top 4 here. Rodell Smith also in the mix with Lily, Tara and Sienna. We really want to see that second 100. That's where all the action's going to take place. This first 100, they're all trying to establish some nice speed, really get out, hold that stroke length, as you were saying, and then we're going to build from that point. But Lily Kosh is starting to make a bit of a shift in gears down this second lap.
I was about to say, Lily Kosh is really taking it to her here in this first 100 and challenging her, getting out in front here, and she's going to turn in front here at this 100-metre mark, which has given herself every opportunity to take this one out.
Yeah, Tara obviously backing it up after that 400 freestyle and a 4:14. It was such a solid swim. It's certainly going to be tolling on her, and Lily Kosh trying to make the most of that in this race. She maintains that lead off the wall. Tara really trying to mow her down this third 50. Rodell is still sitting in third, but Sienna Tui right up alongside her. And joining the party is Bella Zhang. There is a lot of girls who are in this race still.
Going to say, Tara's had a really strong third 50 here, and they're pulled up alongside her. So it's all about this last 50 and this turn. The girls come down now to this final turn, and it looks like Lily will still turn in front slightly. There you go, by about 0.7. And in third place there is Rodell Smith.
So Tara was slightly faster on the third 50, and she's come off that wall absolutely firing. She's making her way up alongside Lily Kosh. That bit extra experience proving the goods down this final lap. They are neck and neck at this point, but there's only 20 metres left to swim, and Tara has the momentum certainly swinging in her favour.
Yeah, Tara finishing her freight train here. She's coming home really strong, and she's edged in front. She's coming down 5 metres to swim. It looks like she is going to take this one out with a fantastic last 50, and she does there at 2:28. Both girls go 2:28 there, under that 2:30 comfortably. And in third place there was Sienna Tui at 2:30.31. So sign of a really strong swim for those two girls there at a 2:28. That was the race we expected. Alrighty, our B final underway here of this 200-metre breaststroke, and these girls have been inspired after seeing how fast Tara and Lily went in that first final. Let's see what these girls can go for, and go under that 2:40 mark.
In lane 5 there, Farida Taha taking out this first 50. She's looking really comfortable, relaxed and strong. It's a real balance between the length of stroke and the stroke rate in this 200 breaststroke, and she's doing the first 50 beautifully.
She most certainly is here, and she's going to get out pretty quick here, 35.9, so she's giving it everything she's got in that first 50, getting out and attacking it, which is what we like to see.
And she's put about half a body length on her competitor next to her.
And so coming through now in this second 50, it looks like it is Farida still in front, followed by Ruchine Tan and Bridie Quayle sitting in third. And over in lane 1 of their Riley Cardo having a good swim as well. And closest to us over here from Ivanhoe, we've got we've got Imogen Nolan and Amelia Otto having good swims, and they're battling it out. So there's a fair few swimmers in this race currently here, coming down to this 100-metre mark.
So we come down to the turn, it's still Farida 1:17.00, followed by Rujin 1:18.27. We'll see what these girls can do in this all-important third 50 of the 200 breaststroke.
So you see Farida Taha still keeping her length here, getting nice and gliding across the top of the water. And pulling up alongside now, Bridie Quayle has pulled up along next to Regine Tan. So these three are still battling out, and they're our 3 leaders. But these girls have a lot of work to do if they're going to reel in Farida Taha, I should say.
Farida really put a body length on the girls in that first 100, and she keeps gaining more and more distance. It's a battle for that second and third placing, though, with Bridie and Rujin. Farida turns first in a 1:58.25. She's 3 seconds ahead of the rest of the field.
Yeah, she really built into that last turn, didn't she? She just accelerated into the wall, and she's come off nice and strong. And now she's heading on that home straight with just 25 metres to swim. This looks like this is her race to lose.
It's definitely her race to lose at the moment. I think she's put too much distance on the rest of the field for them to catch her with 15 metres left to swim. She's led from start to finish. It's been a really dominant swim from Farida in lane 5. As she comes under the flags, she will touch the wall first in a time of 2:41.30, followed by Bridie 2:43.40 and Rujin 2:43.68, rounding out our B final of our 200-metre breaststroke.
Lane 2, also from Nunawading, Lachlan Chan. In lane 3, swimming for Melbourne Vic Centre, Samuel Williamson. In lane 4, from UWA West Coast, Joshua Yong. In lane 5, representing Germany, Lucas Mazarath. In lane 6, swimming for Western Melbourne Propulsion, Calvin Reid. In lane 7, from Bendigo East, Cameron Jordan. In lane 8, representing Caulfield, Nicholas Stupas. And in lane 9, swimming for Nunawading, Will Petrick.
And we're off in racing with our men's 100-metre breaststroke. The very hot field. It is Sam Williamson out in lane 3 who is leading the way in the first 25 metres.
Yeah, we expected Sam to be out quickly. He's the current fastest 50-metre breaststroke in the world this season. 26.6 his time from last night's finals, and he's up and racing very, very fast early on. The split there, 27.12. That is incredible speed down that first lap. Joshua Yong turns behind him, 28.48, and it's Cameron Jordan out third fastest. But watch out for this second lap. Joshua Yong just charging down the pool here. He's taken over the lead. Going with him is Lucas Mazarath in lane 5.
Yeah, the two-time Olympian from Germany really making his way through here. Will it be Lucas or will it be Josh on the finish? It will be Lucas, 1:00.57, followed by Josh, 1:01.21, and rounding out third there, Calvin Reid, 1:02.76.
Very exciting swim from our men in the 100-metre breaststroke. Not often in Victorian at our State Open Championships we get 4 Olympians in the one race. So incredible efforts from the boys as we switch our attention now to our B final, and still a pretty star-studded lineup here.
Yeah, this final was definitely one of the tougher ones to make at our Vic Opens. We've got lane 4 in this B final. Jacob Nimmo went to Junior Pan Pac, so it was such a tough final to make here tonight.
And away and racing they go. Hitting that split stroke very well. Down in lane 8 was Jordan Greensill. He was up nice and fast, and going along with him out early, Nimmo in the middle of the pool. He's setting the pace here in the first lap.
Yeah, Jacob Nimmo has put about half a body length on the rest of the field in this first 50. He will touch the wall first there, 29.61. Following him, Yu Zhang, 30.53. But it is Jacob in the middle of the pool.
Nimmo, the only athlete in this field to crack under that 1:05 in this morning's heats, and hopefully he'll drag a few of these other boys along for a fast time. But gosh, he is looking good at this point in the race. Just 15 metres left for Jacob Nimmo, and he's continuing to increase that lead now in front of Yu Zhang Chen in 5 as he comes down under the flags. It's going to be a bit of a stretch onto the wall, and the time there, 1:03.62. Yu Zhang in second, 1:04.86, and Felix Dressel de Bruyn finishes off in third, 1:05.84.
Introducing the finalists for event 59, the women's 50-metre freestyle. In lane 0, representing Nunawading Swimming Club, Semra Olawanyi. In lane 1, from Phoenix Swim Club, Inez Miller. In lane 2, swimming for Nunawading, Alicia Clark. In lane 3, representing St Andrews, Chloe Rohagans. In lane 4, from Carlisle Swimming Team, Olivia Wunsch. In lane 5, representing Japan, Ai Soma. In lane 6, also from Japan, Rikako Aiki. In lane 7, from Surrey Park Swimming, Nazia Aiko Sadakis. In lane 8, swimming for Albury, Mackenzie House. And in lane 9, representing St Andrews, Mackenzie Burns.
Our women's 50-metre freestyle often racing now. And it is the girls in the middle of the pool that are up and stroking first. Olivia Wunsch in lane 4, Chloe Rohagans in lane 3. Sommer in lane 5, but it is all Olivia Wunsch in the middle of the pool as she comes under the flags, half a body length ahead of the rest of the field. She will touch the wall first, 25.15, followed by Rikako, 25.56, and rounding out third place there was Sommer, 25.77.
Here we go for the B final here of this 50-metre freestyle. Really good start over here in lane 7. Xana Dixon was out very strong here at the 25. Now starting to move through is Madeline Wilson in lane 4. Put a blanket across the field now, though. It's really hard to see who's in front. It might be over there in lane 1 or lane 2. Coming down, it's all about the touch. Let's see who gets their hand on the wall first. Oh, Alana Banks out wide, the smoker, at a 27.27. 27.25, I should say.
Introducing the finalists for event 60, the men's 200-metre backstroke. In lane 0, representing Swimming Metro Northeast, Samuel Higgs. In lane 1, from Nunawading Swimming Club, Will Sharp. In lane 2, swimming for Caulfield Aquatics, Campbell Wilson Moran. In lane 3, from Swimming Metro Northeast, Adam Graham. In lane 4, representing Korea, Juho Lee. In lane 5, from Carlisle Swimming Team, Marius Boll. In lane 6, from Swimming Metro Northeast, Gabriel Gorgeous. In lane 7, representing Caulfield Aquatics, Xavier Purcell. In lane 8, from Carlisle Swimming Team, Caleb Dreyer. And in lane 9, swimming for Nunawading, Joshua Carnes.
and underway now for the 200-meter backstroke, our men's A final. Coming into this race, Joo-Ho Lee from Korea, the only guy to break that 200 barrier this morning. Let's see if anyone else can do that tonight. He's out looking very, very smooth in this first 50.
Yeah, he looks super relaxed, doesn't he? Nice and long in the water, really rotating, getting length on each stroke here. And he's coming down the wall in this first 50. Let's see what he turns in. 27.6. So he's out pretty fast here at that first 50. And coming through in second there was Will Sharp, and in third was Adam Graham.
We often talk about these 200-meter events. The easier it looks, the faster these guys are moving, and that's exactly what Joo-Ho is showcasing here in this 200-meter backstroke. That beautiful still head position and not overrating, holding really great water as he comes down to turn at the 100, 57.59. Will Sharp follows him onto the wall, maintaining that second place spot there, 58.94, and Adam Graham still in third, 100.04. It's time to start making a bit of a move down this third 50.
Yeah, this looks like it's Joo-Ho Lee's race to lose from here. He's out by about 3.5 body lengths. Will Sharp still having a really good swim over there, but also starting to make a bit of a move is in lane 3, Adam Graham. And so we're coming down now this last 50, and he turns once again under 30 at 29.9. He's out in a 127.5 here, so he should definitely go under the 2-minute mark here in this final.
Yeah, Joo-Ho Lee, he's looked good from start to end, but as has Will Sharp over in lane 1. What a sharp performance he's putting on display for us tonight.
Hey.
And starting to make their way through the field, lanes 3 and 5. Adam Graham versus Marius Boll. It's going to be tight for that bronze medal. I don't think they're going to have enough in the tank to catch up to Will, but no one is going to go 157.04 like Joo-Ho Lee. He's going to be our winner of the 200-meter backstroke. Will Sharp takes second, 200.74, and Marius finishes in that third place spot, 202.36.
Alrighty, our B final here is underway in this 200-meter breaststroke. We'll just a special shout out there. Lane 6 had a really interesting technique of hopping into the pool with a nice bomb, but I haven't seen that before, hopping into the pool. Anyway, back to the racing. So looks like lane 5 there, Brian Zhang had the best of the starts, but also a really good start there is Harrison James in lane 3. As we're coming down now to this first 50, and it looks like it will be Harrison James leading us through. Yeah, 30.07, followed by Brian Zhang, and in third place there is Luke Bibby.
This race is a very, very tight one for our B final in the 200-meter backstroke. No one prepared to really make too much of a move down this second 50. It's very, very close between those 4 centre lanes of Harrison James, Callan, Fenwick, Kearns, Brian Zhang and Luke Bibby. We'll really start to see who wants it the most as they turn into this third 50.
Very even across the board, as you were saying there, Kelly. Those 4 boys are all within about 0.3 of a second. They come off that wall, and it looks like there Brian Zhang may have got the best of the turns, although Callan and Fenwick Kearns is coming up nice and strong now in this third 50 as well.
Yeah, I really saw Brian attack that tumble turn. He flicked his feet over onto the wall a lot faster than the other guys and managed to get off quickly, but it is Callan who's starting to really up that rate down this lap, and those two are really segregating themselves from the rest of the field as they come to turn for this final lap. We have quite the race on our hands, guys.
We certainly do. This is going to be all about this last 50. Had a really good turn there, though, as Callan Fenwick-Carnes. He comes off nice and strong here. He's got about 25 metres to swim, and he's pulling away from the rest of the field, Carlio.
100%. He is making the most of this opportunity, shining bright under the lights of Melbourne Sports and Aquatic Centre. Callan Fenwick-Carnes with 15 metres left to swim, pulling away, blistering pace down this last lap. He's lifted it so well. He gets the finish there from the B final, 2:08.78, ahead of Brian Zeng, 2:11.35, and Harrison James finishes in third, 2:12.20.
Introducing the finals for event 61, the women's 100-metre freestyle multipliers. In lane 0 representing flyers, Peter Rock. In lane 1 swimming at Helen Sailor, Caitlin Hayes. In lane 2 representing Warrnambool Swimming Club, Cerise Nicholson. In lane 3 from Western Aquatic Academy, Alison Feely. In lane 4 swimming for Ballarat Gold, Sarah Howe. In lane 5 from England, Michelle Porter. In lane 6 representing Royal is Tyra Jensen. In lane 7 from Nullaway, Abigail Gavellini. In lane 8 representing Caulfield Aquatics, Anna Stelling. And in lane 9 swimming for Essendon, Molly Griffin.
And so our multi-class swimmers are in the water now for the women's 100-metre freestyle. They've had a big program tonight, multiple events, and we see Sarah Howell out there in lane 4 and Michelle Four. We've called those two girls quite often tonight, and they're leading this through the pack, I should say.
Yeah, they're backing up race after race. It's the two girls in the middle of the pool that are leading the way at the moment. Sarah Howell, Michelle Four.
And coming down now this 50-metre mark at this turn, these two girls are going stroke for stroke. And they're very fast here, 32.0 and 32.4. Sitting in third place at this stage is Kerry Nicholson, followed by Alison Feely, Caitlin Hayes in fifth. But all eyes here on Sarah Howe and Michelle Four as they're coming down now 15 metres to swim. Going stroke for stroke, who's going to take this one out?
Yeah, they've got 15 metres left as they come under the flags. These girls have been going at it from the start. They come down to the wall and dead heat, 107.01. Great swimming from those girls.
Fantastic swimming, well under what they went this morning, which is 108 and 109. So great to see them adjust and bring some heat to the finals.
As our final athletes make their way down to the final 10 metres. Great racing from all 10 of our female athletes here.
Introducing the finalists for event 62, the men's 100 metre freestyle multi-class. In lane 0 from Geelong Swimming Club, Bradley Doolan. In lane 1, swimming for Oasis Otters, Calvin Tran. In lane 2 from Grace, Thomas Voigt. In lane 3, representing Geelong Swimming Club, Riley Blitz. In lane 4 from ABTO, Alexander Tuckfield. In lane 5, representing Caulfield Aquatics, Nicholas Layton. In lane 6 from Melbourne Swimming Club, James Logan. In lane 7, swimming for Terralgan, Lockie Ballion. In lane 8, from Geelong Swimming Club, Ryan McGrain. And in lane 9, representing OTTWN, Lawiri Tristram Brown.
Alrighty, the men's 100 metre freestyle multi-class underway now, and great start there from Alexander Tuckfield, and also alongside him, Nicholas Layton.
Yeah, we've seen Nick Layton in a few of our 50 events, known for his sprinting. We'll see if he can put together 250s this time and back it up on his second lap.
Yeah, these two boys are going very fast here. Let's see what Layton turns in there. 25.86, followed by Alexander Tuckfield in a 26.6, and Riley Blitz in third there in a 28.18.
Yeah, is the boys in the middle of the pool. Nick Layton starting to pull away a little bit here on Alexander Tuckfield. He's now body length ahead of him as they come underneath the flags. And he will touch the wall there, Nick Layton, 53.75, followed by Alexander Tuckfield at 55.00. And touching third there was Riley Blitz, 59.34. As our final athletes round out our men's 100 metre freestyle multi-class. Those results and their point scores will be available in our official results.
And that event will wrap up our individual races for tonight's finals on night 2 of the 2025 Mattioli Victorian State Open Long Course Championships. We have just 2 events left on the program this evening and some fun racing coming up. We've got our relays, our women's 800 metre freestyle relay, so that's a 4x200, and as well as our men's 4x200 metre freestyle relay. That means each athlete who dives in, they have 4 laps to swim, 200 metres. Lots of different lead changes, lots of tactics come into play. And I think the most challenging or difficult part of this race is actually not getting overexcited, especially if you're that last swimmer into the pool. You want to do everything you can for your team, but there is 200 metres to swim. You don't want to go out and attack it too much and have nothing left in the tank on that last lap.
And I'm absolutely loving seeing our visiting teams in our relays. We've got Malaysia for our men's team and Norwood for our women's team. So it's great to see our visitors entering as well.
Yeah, and it means they've brought a team along big enough to field 4 athletes in these relay teams. So really nice to have them along, and going to bring a little bit of an extra challenge to our Victorians as well. That hometown and state pride is on the line here. Everyone's battling it out for those prestigious medals that we have, and what a great way to finish the evening if you can score one for yourself and your team. So it will be our women kicking us off here. The team's getting ready to go now behind the blocks.
So the 4x2 women's freestyle relay underway here. As you're saying, Carly, really important these swimmers don't panic and go out too hard if they are behind, because there is 200 metres to reel another swimmer in.
Yeah, although it is a team event, it's still important that each athlete swims their own individual race plan. You want to still continue with that easy speed on the first 50 and build through, but that adrenaline can take over, particularly being it is a state level event, and those medals are up for grabs and everyone wants to get their hands on one.
It is Nunawading and MLC taking out this first leg. Nunawading seems to be a body length ahead of MLC at this time. We'll see which team can try and challenge lane number 4.
Exactly right. Nunawading have a history of being really strong in these 4x2s, 4x1s and 4x1 medleys. So much depth around. So it's always good to see another team taking it to them, and MLC at this stage seems to be that side that's doing it.
Absolutely. I was honestly just thinking the exact same thing. Nunawading, they love these relay events. They do have a lot of that team pride behind them, and they know coming into this race that it is kind of their race to lose. The girls here, they went in with a lead on their entry time of around 12 seconds. So the other teams, they'll be trying to improve on that time, see if they can go a little bit faster tonight, maybe capitalize on if a few of the girls and other teams have had races previously. This is night 2, so anything can happen.
Most definitely, and it's a good amount of points can be scored here too for teams if they can swim it well and poach a medal. And a lot of coaches like to get teams in relays, build up that team camaraderie, get some swimmers swimming with other members from their club in different squads. It's a great way to bring swimmers within their clubs closer together.
We come down now to our first changeover. It will be Nunawading in the lead. They'll touch with a time of 2:02.70, followed by MLC 2:06.64. We'll see if MLC can try and catch Nunawading here. It is one of our tougher relays, a 4x200. Everyone loves the 4x100s and the 4x50s. It's a little bit tougher to fill a 4x200 team, but these teams are out here doing an absolutely fantastic job.
Absolutely, particularly being it's the last event for our women this evening. So if you've had a heavy program, if you've done 2 days of solid racing, to come in and jump in for a 200, which can be one of the tougher events to actually swim. It's not quite a distance race. It's not really a sprint. There's a lot of effort that goes in and a lot of hard training that's going to help these swimmers along. But it is still the team from Nunawading out in the lead, followed by MLC. I think we're going to have a great little race on our hands for the minor medals in this race. At the moment, it's the team over in lane 3, Surrey Park, who are just ahead of Melbourne Swimming Club.
Yeah, MLC have had a really strong first 100 here. Just got to make sure they don't go out too hard and panic and lose here in this second 100. But Surrey Park also looking strong there in third. But Nunawading just holding on to that lead, as we said before, by about 3.5, 4 body lengths. I guess if you're in this situation, guys, and you're behind by 3 or 4 body lengths, would you try and gain that first 100 and try and catch up, or would you still try and swim your race and maintain your speed for your 200?
I think like any 200-metre individual event, that third 50 is where it really counts. You want to set up that first 100 just nicely, not overdo it. Probably try not to lose any of the distance behind the team in front. Then you're really going to motor through this second 100. If you're the team in the lead, you actually almost have the more challenging job. You don't know how far behind the other girls are, and you've just got that. You don't want to let the team down, so you're going to be trying to keep pushing forward and surging as the team from Nunawading is doing now. And the girls on the side of the pool, they're really important as well, because they're the ones who are going to be supporting and cheering and trying to get you across the line at the end.
As we head now into our third swimmer, it is Nunawading, about 3 or 4 body lengths ahead of MLC. But we do know that the swimmer in the pool loves a chase and a fight from MLC. So we'll see if she can try and gain a little bit on Nunawading. In the third place there, Surrey Park, comfortably ahead of lane number 2, Melbourne Swimming Club.
We'll say too, it's really hard for some swimmers if they are behind by so far or so far in front, they may get a bit complacent. So it's really important these guys stay switched on and still swim their race, because it can be hard if you're in one of these outside lanes and you are behind by 4 or 5 body lengths. The easy thing to do is to switch off and just go through the motions and swim, but you still got to do your best effort. swim through it, try and throw down a good time, help your team out.
And it certainly looks like the Nunawading girls are doing just that. They got the early lead and they are just continuing to extend it here. Their third swimmer now with 100 metres left of this 4x200 metre race. And in fact, in this leg, Surrey Park is doing a great job of making up a lot of ground on MLC. So they're trying to close the gap there and make this a really competitive race.
They most certainly are. They've gained a lot of ground, haven't they, in this third 200, I should say, not third 100, I was about to say. And they've gained a lot of ground here. They're close now by about 2 body lengths, but Nunawading's still well out in front now by about close to 10 metres. And so MLC turns there at a 33.6, that third 50. And Surrey Park, 33.07, so they are gaining ground. There's another half a second they've just shaven off, and that's how you got to do these things, just quick to shave off each 50. Not trying to do all in one hit.
100%, that 200, if you can continue to drop off 0.6 in each one of your 50-metre laps, and we continue to see that in their final swimmer, that gap is going to close very, very quickly as the team in lane 4, Nunawading, hits the water with their fourth and final swimmer. They have a solid lead of around 8 seconds in front of the rest of the field. That is quite the gap to make up in 200, but there's only 4 seconds separating the team from MLC and Surrey Park, which can definitely be done over 4 laps.
Most definitely can. Nunawading turns there at the 29.9 at the first 50, so out really strong.
At this stage, I don't think anyone's catching Nunawading. We'll see if Surrey Park can ever so slightly catch MLC Aquatic there. MLC might just have a bit too far of distance on Surrey Park, but we can't doubt those swimmers in the pool.
Yeah, Lucy Doyle putting on a stellar swim here. She's a hard girl to catch if you start at the same time, let alone give her an 8-second lead. And I think, in fact, she might have actually increased it here as she turns for her final 100. It is still MLC sitting in second. And the team from Surrey now turns for their final 100 in third, that bronze medal position.
And so Nunawading coming down now to this last and final turn with that long lead that they've got here. And
so it is Nunawading onto their final 50 metre in the 4x2. It's a long race and the night's getting a bit cooler, but the swimming is still hot. They are actually picking up their pace with 25 metres left to swim. They are not worried about letting anyone catch up at all. What a dominant performance from the girls from Nunawading Swimming Club as they come down now. 5 metres left to swim. Head down into that final touch. The time there, 8:29.16 to take out the final event of night 2. It will be MLC who finishes off in the silver medal position, 8:39.90, and Surrey Park takes the bronze, 8:44.14.
in the water now. Our final race of this evening, our men's 4x200 metre freestyle. It is Propulsion out in lane 6, who have had the best of starts across the field. But coming up beside them now is lane 4, Malaysia, lane 3, Nunawading, and lane 5, Surrey Park.
Really fast across that first 50 there, and is Propulsion out in front in a 25.9, followed by MAS there in a 26.1. So pretty tight across that first 50, but Propulsion looking very strong early.
Yeah, Malaysia coming into this race without fastest seed time, but Propulsion are out well early. I think this race might be a little bit different to the one we saw previously. The girls really took it out. They were very dominant early on and really got away and made everyone else try and chase them down. This one, I think we're going to have a lot more lead changes. I think there's a few teams going into this with different strategies, and I'm looking forward to see what happens over the next 700 metres.
We did have the men 200 metre freestyle earlier in the program, so a few of these swimmers may have already swum a 200 freestyle tonight, getting in and doing it all over again. Malaysia just making their way up alongside Propulsion now as they turn at the 150 metre mark, and they will take the lead.
This is a really good battle between Malaysia and Propulsion. And Nunawading just starting to creep up as well over there, having a really strong third and fourth 50. So these three teams are really starting to battle it out. Surrey Park sitting just off them in fourth, but have a look how fast Nunawading's finishing over here in lane 3 as well. So these three teams will all touch pretty much dead even here at the 200 metre mark.
We head now into our second swimmer, and it will be Malaysia that touch first there, followed by Nunawading and Propulsion. We've got a great little battle on our hands here between these three teams. Don't discard Surrey Park though in lane 5.
So it looks like Nunawading and Malaysia now are neck and neck. Propulsion just fallen off the pace just a fraction. So we'll be Malaysia followed by Nunawading and followed by Propulsion. Surrey Park still sitting back in fourth, as you were saying, but those group are now well out in front from the rest of the field.
Yeah, they're really starting to break away those top 3 teams here, and they're trying to shake off the other guys in the middle of the field. So we know that your final swimmer is going to be doing everything they can, and this is where the biggest difference can occur, that second and third leg of the relay.
Malaysia starting to really make their move now. They're half a body length ahead of Nunawading. Propulsion not going away though. That was a great turn there from the swimmer in lane 6. So we'll see if they can make their move up on Malaysia, who has started to really edge ahead now.
Yeah, it's a really strong third 50 here from Malaysia. They're out by about half a body length next to Nunawading, and they've definitely broken away from Propulsion, who are still sitting in third now.
Yeah, the Malaysian team really brought in the legs on this 100. You can just see that super dominant white water out behind the swimmer in lane 4. It's propelling him forward and just being the difference between the guys in lane 4 from Malaysia and the team in lane 3 from Nunawading. But Propulsion really starting to make another lift in this final leg of our second swimmer. As we come down to the halfway mark in the 4x200 metre relay, Malaysia leads on Nunawading. Not far behind is Propulsion. Surrey Park still sitting in that 4th place spot.
I was going to say how good Malaysia's last 15 metres was into that wall. Just accelerated in and just gained just another half a body length on Nunawading there, which is all important in these turns, in these relays.
And speaking of the turns, but it's also the transitions, those relay changeovers. If you can have that slight advantage of your swimmer coming into the wall, just speeding up that last stroke and get away faster, that distance is almost doubled on the underwater.
Malaysia looking very strong now. This is going to be a hard team to catch from here. Nunawading got a lot of work to do if they are going to reel them in. Surrey Park's definitely making up some ground on Propulsion over closer to us over here in lanes 5 and 6. But all eyes are on Malaysia now, who have built out a 2 body length lead on Nunawading.
Yeah, this third leg by Malaysia is a really dominant one. They will turn first by a few seconds with 100 metres left to swim in this third leg. And it's now a battle between Propulsion and Surrey Park. Surrey Park has taken over the lead from Propulsion with a beautiful turn.
Yeah, you can see on the sidelines the team from Surrey really getting around their third athlete now. That is tightening up. They're actually making up what looks to be a little bit of ground on Nunawading as well. So the Victorian team's absolutely battling it out, but this is a showcase swim from the Malaysian team. They've just built on every swimmer. They had that little bit of a lead, and then they've increased it, and they've increased it, and they've put themselves in a fantastic position coming into their final athlete.
Yeah, you're right about Surrey Park. They are gaining on Nunawading with every single stroke here. This is going to be a great last 200. Not sure anyone's going to catch Malaysia, but Surrey Park could definitely sneak into second.
Well, Malaysia with their final swimmer in the water now. The team starting to get around their relay swimmers. Nunawading touching second still, and Surrey Park third. We'll see if Surrey Park can move up on Nunawading and make it interesting here.
So Nunawading having a really strong last swimmer here in the water. They've built their lead again away from Surrey Park, pulling away. Malaysia well out in front though. So not sure anyone's going to be able to catch Malaysia here in this last 100 coming up. Surrey Park looking steady there in third, and Nunawading comfortably sitting in second.
As we said, we knew it was going to be an interesting race from the beginning, and we've seen just that. But Malaysia, they turn at 6:33.16 with 100 metres left to swim. They've got a 5-second lead on Nunawading. That is a big gap to try and make up in 100. I don't think they're going to have enough left in the tank to do it. So Malaysia securely out in front. Surrey doing everything they can to try and catch up to Nunawading. And Propulsion sitting in fourth. They had a great swim early on, and it's not quite going to be enough, I don't think, to get them into the medals.
Well, it is all Malaysia out in front at the moment. They led basically from start to finish. As Kalia said before, every swimmer that got in the pool put a lead on the rest of the teams. So they have put a very dominant display here tonight.
So it's the Malaysian team in lane 4, our visitors putting on the show for the rest of the Vics as they come down under the flags to take out our final event of the evening, 7:30.26. The winners of the men's 4x200 metre freestyle under the flags. Now Nunawading grabs the silver, 7:40.23, and it will be Surrey Park claiming the bronze, 7:45.43, to wrap up what has been a superb night of stellar racing here at the 2025 Mattioli Victorian Open Long Course Championships.
And that will conclude our final night of racing here as Ivano's coming into the wall now, as is Melbourne over there in lane 0. That will finish off another fantastic night of racing, and then we'll be back here again tomorrow morning for some more jam-packed action, and then we've got one more night tomorrow night. So make sure you get in tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, and in tomorrow morning, and enjoy another fantastic day of racing. Thank you for joining in.